Welcome back. The traditional ruler of Ijebu land, Oba Sikiru Adetono, has asked the government to end the killings in the country. He was speaking at the second annual professorial lecture spearheaded by the Department of Political Science at Labisi Onabanjo University in Ogun State. The second annual lecture of the professorial chair focuses on the theme Civil Society and Governance in Nigeria's Evolving Democracy from 1999 to 2018. Professor of Political Communication Ayo Lutokun is the keynote speaker. He takes on civil societies calling for the reordering of their purpose in governance.
There is also the challenge to sovereignty posed by the Boko Haram insurgency, whose alleged defeat appears to be no more than a rhetorical claim, and the recent upsurge of atrocity killings by bandits believed to be Fulani expert. So, if there was a time when civil society should come into its own to ameliorate the crisis of governance, it must be now. Things are not working. The kind of civil society activism that can challenge state impunity or that can genuinely restrain predatory behavior on the part of state officials.
The brain behind the professorial chair lecture, the paramount ruler of Ijebu land, Sikiru Adetono, wants the government to immediately end the killings in the country and restore good governance.
If lives are not secure, who is there? Therefore, security is very important.
Aside the talks about governance, this gathering of traditional rulers, chiefs, academics, friends and family commemorates the 84th birthday of the paramount ruler of Ijebu land. Elsewhere, the federal government has spent about 300 billion naira to fix over 300 roads across the country. This is according to the Minister of Power Works and Housing, Mr. Fashola. During an inspection tour of federal projects in Jigawa State, Mr. Fashola said government is engaging in massive rehabilitation and reconstruction of federal highways and interstate roads across the country.
As part of inspection tour of the 36 states of the Federation, the Minister of Power Works and Housing and his delegation arrived at Dutse, the capital of Jigawa State, to inspect federal government projects in the state. The Minister's first point of call was the housing project built under the National Housing Program. After inspecting the project, the Minister said the houses are built for all Nigerians.
We are not building for one section of society. Once we standardize this, anybody who can afford it, who shows that his income bracket qualifies him, we'll set the parameters when we finish the costing.
During a courtesy visit to the state governor, the minister applauded the state government for providing the land for the Morocco-style solar project, while the governor promised to complete all the road projects in the state.
And we were looking for a large expanse of land in one of the solar prolific regions of Nigeria, in which Jigawa falls, and you graciously volunteered to provide us with over 2,000 hectares of land.
We commit ourselves to completing also all the inherited road projects we inherited in this state. We inherited road projects of about 716 kilometers, and on average, about 40% of the job done by the previous administration. Today, I'm proud to say that 90% of that project has been completed.
Next, the minister inspected the 75 kilometers Hadija-Unguru road, which is under rehabilitation.
Whatever the political flag you fly, you must put the development of your community, development of your state, and development of your nation ahead. Nobody owns, no party owns those projects. It is the people of Nigeria who own them. And this is what you are seeing also in our ministry at the federal level. All of the roads, this was a 2010 road. We didn't stop it and say we are going to do our own. It is Nigeria's road. That's why we were elected and we are committed to finishing it. And you will see now that this will be completed. And that's what you are seeing in works. That's what you are seeing in power. That's what you are seeing in housing.
The minister is hoping that the road, which was awarded in 2010, will be completed by August this year.
And Plateau State is set to be at the forefront of an agricultural revolution with the $11 billion grant from the African Development Bank. This is according to the State Governor, Simon Lalong. Mr. Lalong joined other governors in receiving the Award for Excellence for Development in Agriculture by the Nation newspaper in Abuja. Our correspondent, Kayla Megwa, has this report.
Seated at this award ceremony are some of the governors who took steps in the direction of moving our revenue source from oil to agriculture. In their speeches at the event, each governor took the time to speak on what they called the agricultural revolution in Nigeria, speaking about the correlation between independence and food sufficiency and the 90% reduction in rice importation, among others. The governors also decried what they described as the gap between the level of investment in agriculture and the investment in the oil sector, as well as subsidies for countries that have turned Nigeria into what they called a dumping ground. After receiving the award for excellence for service in agriculture, the governor of Plateau State stated that his state has a strong focus on agriculture. And with the $11 billion grant from the African Development Bank, more infrastructure will be put in place to produce potatoes.
We have a grant of $11 million from African Development Bank. I think the processes are completed. They've started releasing, and facilities and infrastructure are going to be put in all over Plateau State for the production of potatoes.
The former governor of the state applauded the moves made by the present governor in the agricultural sector and encouraged young people to get involved.
Governor Lalong, when he came with the rescue administration, he didn't leave any stone unturned. After addressing security, building confidence, even if you are living in peace and there's no food, the people will go hungry. So he decided to embark on agriculture. And I believe that he brought that on the first banner. And today, you will find that fruits are abundant. Is it cassava? Is it potato? Is it apple in Jos? And strawberry. These are things that have gone a long way in stabilizing peace. It's not everybody that will get a white-collar job.
The drive towards diversification has been on the forefront of economic discourse for decades now. With the Boko Haram insurgency and the activities of deadly herdsmen in many parts of the country, these governors are poised to beat the odds and ensure that the agricultural revolution has come to stay. Kayla Megwa, Channels Television News.
Mobil Producing Nigeria Limited, an affiliate of Mobil and operator of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, has concluded plans to invest 13 billion naira in projects across Akwa Ibom State. At the groundbreaking, leaders of the company promised to improve the living conditions of the people of Akwa Ibom, who have for many years complained of neglect by international oil companies operating in their state.
It's been a sad tale of neglect for residents of oil-producing communities in Akwa Ibom State. But one major international oil company that appears determined to change the narrative is Mobil. This is the groundbreaking for the 13 billion naira project, which includes a technical skills center in Ikodakata, a trauma center at the University of Uyo Teaching Hospital, and an engineering complex at the University of Uyo. For the chairman and managing director of Mobil Producing Nigeria, Mr. Paul McGrath, this will go a long way towards providing long-term benefits for the people of Akwa Ibom State.
Mobil Producing Nigeria wishes to publicly acknowledge the support it has enjoyed from the people of Akwa Ibom State, and hereby now reinstates the joint venture's commitment to long-term operations and a mutually beneficial relationship with the state.
Other heads of the oil company believe that this project will stand out and help address the existing gap in the system when completed.
The reason we are doing what we are doing today is because we want to make an impact that is visible. People can see it, feel it, and touch it, and it will touch the lives of people.
Direct benefit to citizens should be at the heart of every social investment decision by companies who operate Nigeria's oil assets.
Governor Udom Emmanuel emphasizes his administration's readiness to provide the necessary support for the successful completion of the project.
Things that attracted me seriously. Number one, you said your operational headquarters of ExxonMobil is in Akwa Ibom State. I want to thank you for that because that's what we've been looking for.
Since 2011, the NNPC ExxonMobil partnership has contributed over 320 billion naira to various projects across the country, including education. This project is arguably the largest one-time community investment expenditure of any company in Nigeria.
Well, is Nigeria's economy totally out of the woods? Well, Kayode Kikolu has the latest business stories.
You first. First Bank.
Well, that's true, Millicent. Welcome to Business News. Tonight, latest data from the National Bureau of Statistics indicate steady movement in Nigeria's capital importation at $6.3 billion in the first quarter of 2018. The 594% year-on-year growth is the fourth consecutive quarterly increase since second quarter of 2017. A breakdown of the figure shows that foreign direct investment stood at $246.6 million, falling by 34.8% from previous quarter and representing 3.9% of total capital imported. And Jais Bank PLC has announced a profit before tax of 894 million naira in the year ended 2017 as against 343 million naira in 2016, showing an impressive growth of 161%. The Chairman Board of Directors of the bank, Umar Mutala, made the announcement at the bank's 6th annual general meeting. Shareholders present also unanimously re-elected the directors and agreed to continue with their current remuneration. Our correspondent Terry Komi has this report.
It's the 6th annual general meeting of Jais Bank PLC, a bank owned by over 26,000 shareholders spread over the 6 geopolitical zones of Nigeria.
And it's time to attend to
The meeting kicks off with every sense of seriousness deserving of a bank which recorded considerably large profits in the year 2017, despite the economic challenges it encountered. And in a show of transparency, the audit report of the company is presented by an independent auditor and confirmed by the audit committee before its adoption.
We are also satisfied that the bank's accounting policies are in conformity to the statutory requirements and agree to best practices.
The board chairman and the MD of the company are optimistic of what the future holds for the bank.
We hope to certainly be in a better shape, more branch network, more business. Our shareholders, we hope, we hope and pray that we'll make them smile next year.
One of the things that we want to emphasize more is the small, medium enterprise. This is going to be our focus for the next 12 months. The foreign exchange policy of the central bank has made some stability to come now. Our customers are able to access foreign exchange and do more business.
Shareholders present express satisfaction with the bank and state their expectations.
2 years post-listing of the bank at the stock exchange now, and we are very delighted because it is promising.
My personal expectation is about the capital appreciation. We bought the shares at 1 naira plus, but now it's less than 1 naira. So I believe with the performance that the bank returned into profit, I believe the shares of the bank will continue appreciating.
Jai's Bank PLC boasts of 31 branches in Nigeria. The bank promises to drive its transformational 5-year plan by an aggressive deposit growth from 2018 to 2022 and expand to major African markets.
And after 4 straight sessions of sell-offs, the local equities market bounces back by 0.25% as investors take advantage of the recent drop in some high-value stocks. Teniola Shobowale has details of Friday's trading.
Hello and welcome to the Stock Market Report. Nigeria's stock market halted the 4 consecutive losing streak recorded this week with a moderate 0.26% rebound in the main index at the close of Friday's trading session. The recovery is attributed to price rally by bellwether stocks from the oil and gas, banking and the consumer goods sector, which added 39 billion naira to the market's total value. Seplat is the major gainer in value terms. However, the share price of Veritas Capital Assurance, formerly known as Unity Capital, gained 7.69%, placing it ahead of 25 other advances. On the other hand, Nigeria's Police Microfinance Bank led 23 losers with 7.37%, while GT Bank, Zenith Bank and Sovereign Insurance are the top 3 contributors to a total of 214.56 million shares traded for the day. And that's the Stock Market Report. I'm Teniola Shobowale.
Thank you, Teniola. It's a fairly mixed close across board for some of the leading world stock markets, with European equities posting its longest on record since March 2015. Here are snapshots of Friday's closing figures. Business News. I am Kayode Okikiolu. It's now back to you, Millicent.
You first. First Bank.
Thanks, Kayode. Still ahead on the news at 10. It's all green as ex-Planted Primary School Ikorodu and Uke Fako Primary School Bagada represent Lagos at the Channel's International Kids Cup scheduled to hold May the 21st. That's in sports news.